everyone, Andrew Carruthers here, Education Director for Sam Villa. We recently had a brilliant Q&A on Facebook, and we've got a question here from Brandy Johnson that showed up during that Q&A. She says, Andrew, I've been such a fan for a long time. Yeah, thanks Brandy, that's awesome. Men's hair has been a huge passion of mine since I started. As a cosmetologist without a barber's license, how can I set myself apart with my male clientele? I love this. And what I have for you is I have a friend that I'm going to bring in on this. His name's Dave Boyd. He has a salon in Salt Lake City called Absinthe. And it has exactly what you're asking about. It's got a great balance between men's focus and salon atmosphere. So Dave, come on over, man. How's it going, brother? Good to see you too. So what can you give Brandy as far as advice to set herself apart? I'm assuming she's in more of a salon environment rather than a barbershop. What can she do to set herself apart, buddy?
Well, Andrew, that's a great question, and Brandy, thanks for asking. It's an interesting place to be in a salon and focusing on men's grooming and barbering. And it's a fun challenge to try to set yourself apart. And what I've seen as being one of the biggest factors when you're considering branding yourself as either a stylist or a barber is really just the way that you portray yourself. It's your personal branding, the brand that you have for yourself and your services. I think that we have great advantages now because of social media. Not only will Lookbook really set you apart and demonstrate what you're capable of delivering to your guests, but also publishing the various looks that you've already created with some of your guests to show that you've got that track record. You can show them what you're capable of personally.
And I see that a lot on your Instagram feed. He's got an Instagram feed that's specifically dedicated to his artistry. He keeps a separate one for his personal life and then his artistry. And you post a lot of pictures of these brilliant men's haircuts that you do, and I'm sure that brings some attention in.
Yeah, you can definitely build yourself some legitimacy with your crowd by publishing new content constantly and making sure that that content is relevant to style and trend.
Yeah, people want to see what you're doing, right? So you mentioned a lookbook. What do you suggest for her as far as creating a lookbook? What are some of the elements? Well,
that's a good question. And Brandy, the advice I would have for you is not to really focus too much on the fact that some of your initial images might belong to other people. They might have been created by other people, but to present those images as styles and techniques that you're capable of delivering to your guests. It's a reflection of what you have to offer.
Yeah, sometimes people think a lookbook has to be their featured work, right? Whereas, it could just be haircuts that are inspiring to you. What about diversity within a lookbook? How would you suggest? Is it on trend? Is it more of a range?
That's a great question, and obviously we want to appeal to as many people as we can. So I think a lookbook should represent what your personal style is, what really comes from within you, and what you feel like you're capable of, as well as incorporating other styles that might appeal to those that might not be exactly in that niche all the time. Yeah, so variety is important.
Good. So variety, whatever she's into at the moment, that should probably be the focus. So the lookbook should probably change a little bit over time.
Updating your lookbook, and honestly, the funnest part about having a lookbook and having a personal practice where you're doing hair is to attract and to start working with people who are like you. That's the funnest part.
Yeah, you definitely attract what you put out, don't you? Yeah. So, Brandy, I hope that was a strong amount of information from Mr. Dave Boyd here that's going to help you a lot to set yourself apart within your salon, really brand you as that expert in men's hairdressing, and in the end, increase this, right? That's what we all want. So this is Dave, and I'm Andrew for Sam Villa. It was great hanging out with you guys.